Last time on the Leverage Lounge podcast, I think social media has conditioned us to see everyone's highlight reel. But the stories that actually change us usually happen before anybody's ever paying attention. So let's start there. Like before the coaching, before the systems, before the entrepreneur that everybody knows today, who was Lynea Carver?
Well, even before entrepreneurship, I actually had a career in corporate America for 20 some years. And I had a dream that I would retire from corporate America by the time I was 40. So I worked my butt off to be able to actually make that happen. And I stepped into real estate when I was 39 years old, right before I hit 40. So finally did it.
Great time to make a career change.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to do it before I'm 40, and literally made it work. I stepped out of corporate America, February 7th of 2020. And I turned 40 that year.
Wow.
So did I turn 40 that year? No, I was already 40, but I had already told them I was leaving. So I didn't actually make it leaving before 40, but I turned 40 in 2019.
But you put your notice in before 40. Yeah. All right, there we go.
They knew I was leaving before 40.
They knew you were leaving. I'm out. Hey, you once shared that you worked 18 straight 14-hour days, something like that. Take us back. Like, what was happening in your life at that point?
Well, do you remember 2021 in real estate?
Yeah. It's pretty busy.
2020 and 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me. The thing is, like, I had read Tony Robbins' book, Money Master the Game. Have you read that one?
Great book. Yes.
Fantastic book. Best money book I've ever read. It changed my life. And one thing that I had done, I did the whole exercises in there, like how much money do you need to make to live the life you want? And I had come up with a number of like $500 extra a month. And my mom had been in real estate industry my entire life. So I grew up with this in my blood. I mean, literally, they were building a house in the womb when I was in the womb. So it's like, literally, I was born into real estate. And she had always been trying to convince me to get my license. Always. I finally did after I read Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game in 2018. And then I got in, didn't have anything go for 6 months, but it was fine because I had a corporate job and, was not that worried about it, but I still just really wanted to try it. Sold my first house January 29th of 2019. And then I just got the bug. I was like, oh, something happened. Like something happened. It just felt to like totally click. And then all of a sudden, like I had to get out of a poor corporate moment. Finally did. And then I just went all in because I don't know if you gather this about me.
You're not a toe in the water kind of girl.
No, I'm not a toe in the water person. It takes me a while to like make the decision. But once I've made the decision, I am all in, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, knees deep, heads first, like, let's go, right? I had sold 35 homes as a solo agent. I had made the top 1.5% here in my state, in my Washington. I'd made the top 1.5% here. And I was like, just go, 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 go. What I don't tell a lot of people, and I don't think I've told this story enough, is that 35 homes, that 18 hours a day, that was all due to working with buyers. So I sold that many homes working with buyers in the worst time in most recent real estate history to work with buyers. And that's pretty much what happened.
But was there a moment where you realized, man, this isn't sustainable? Like, I don't think this is healthy.
But yeah, so there definitely was the moment, the little person in my head telling me to slow down, but I just kept pushing through it. And looking back, it wasn't the healthiest thing to do, but that's what I did.
What would you say was the biggest lie that you believed during that time about success?
That this is how you do it. This is what real estate's all about. This is the only way to be successful, is to just work like this forever.
Talk to us. Why won't more leads fix a broken business?
What happens is if you think that more leads is what's going to solve your problem, you can go ahead and get all the more leads that you want. But if you just have a bunch of leads coming in that you can't actually follow through with, that you can't actually convert because you don't have the right things in place, you're just throwing money, you're throwing spaghetti at a wall, and maybe one of them is going to stick.
The truth is a lot of people don't need more leads. They just need better conversion. Like
100%.
if you converted at a higher level of what was coming in, then you actually would find that you may not even need more leads, but you can fix the conversion problem first and then get more leads, because that way you'll make that much more money, and it just makes sense.
So basically, after this whole burnout moment, the year of 2021 happened, I burned down my whole business. I was like, you know what? I got to do something differently. And I cut off all of my lead generation. I cut off all of my marketing. I cut off everything. And I was like, you know what? I've got to just rebuild this from the ground up. And I actually just started like rebuilding the right systems around the people that I wanted in my business. And that's what actually got me to get to the point where it's like I learned real fast how to actually position myself in a way to the market that demanded a premium for my services. So it became, rather than just me trying to be like every other real estate agent, trying to go and do a customary 2.5% to 3% from all my deals, I learned how to double that in some cases.
So
I learned how to actually get more from each client, and not by like doing anything other than positioning myself the right way and understanding like this is how you run a business. You can go to Nordstrom or you can go to JCPenney, and they're going to be very different experiences for both.
Right.
You're going to get the same sort of material, clothes, they have the same product, but it's a matter of how does Nordstrom position itself versus how does JCPenney's position itself. And that's kind of the model that I took when I rebuilt, was like, I don't actually need more.
Be sure to catch the Leverage Lounge podcast live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern on YouTube.